It's time for the funnies. It's time for the funny time.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Go.
Can you tell by my walk? Can you hear it in my talk? I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. Can't you see in my eyes? It should come as no surprise. I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. The barely, barely cool. No, the barely cool. The barely, barely cool. Yeah, the barely cool. The barely, barely cool. No, the barely cool. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Barely Cool Podcast.
Welcome back to the Barely Cool Podcast. It's time for the funnies, you guys.
We're not talking about serious things this week like we did last week.
Time
we
for
talked
the
about
funny
serious
stuff.
thing this week. This week we're doing funny stuff.
Only funny stuff. It's time for the funnies.
How about that airplane food?
How about that airplane crash? That's not funny.
That wasn't funny. People died.
No one died in that one, did they?
Oh, the one at Pearson? I thought you talked about the one that where everyone died.
I don't remember. They're happening more and more, apparently.
What happened there? Do you know what happened there?
Yeah, I watched the footage, and given the
Oh, there is footage.
Yeah. Given the diagram that I saw on Facebook about landing angles, his angle, he was far too parallel to the runway.
Landing angle.
He was far too parallel to
He
the runway.
couldn't get it done. What is this guy? His first flight?
It
Maybe
looked
it was.
like not a great first impression.
Surgeons have to operate by themselves at some point.
I did look like he kind of. It was really windy, and it looked like he was trying to come down, and the wind kind of pushed up. And what happened is, as he landed, he kind of bounced, and then the wind just went like, yeah,
Flip the thing over. Because I was like, how does a plane get on its back like that?
yeah. It was really windy.
Bro, I saw someone filming, like, evacuating it, and they
Yeah.
were trying to tell him to put his phone down.
Yeah.
And in the video, he was like, I'm not putting my phone down. I'm not like leaving my phone here. Like, I'm getting out. And then there was like people commenting like, I would never leave my stuff in there. And everyone's like, what's the big deal? He's still moving. And I'm like, in that moment, seconds matter.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Like, so much. That plane could blow up. And it's like, if there is a 4-second delay of you moving a little slower because you want to film the wreckage, grow up. Put your phone away and move out. The thing might... It could blow up. Seconds matter in emergency evacuations. Anyways, I wanted to get that out. Let's go back to the funny thing.
Yeah, that
It was really pissing me off.
I didn't watch anything. I was just like, I heard about it, and my wife was like,
Did you hear about it?
Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
Because we're getting on a flight soon.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah.
1 in 1,000 million
I was
bajillion.
like, we are far more likely to have an issue in a car.
Way more likely.
And she was like, yeah, but it's kind of been happening a lot, though. Like these planes.
No, it hasn't.
And I'm like, no. There's like 1,000 flights that leave an airport a day.
More than that.
Yeah, we're hearing about them.
Yeah.
And yes, there has been some weird occurrences, but there's been lots of stuff.
But this is honestly one of my biggest issues with the era that we live in of social media and sort of availability of information is that it conflates things. People feel they're way bigger than they are. Like, people have been saying that where it's like, oh, we've been having a ton of plane crashes lately. I'm like, well, yeah, we've had a maybe above average plane crashes lately, but
but ever since who got in office, though, all of a sudden,
planes don't work no more. No, but it's and social media to me makes things way bigger.
Yeah,
have you seen all this stuff that's happening? Okay, you're seeing the really bad stuff, but there's a million non-bad stuff happening.
People start red taping
because it doesn't sell.
Or they're like, yeah, but this didn't happen before.
I go, it did.
Yeah, maybe not on it's slightly above average.
Yeah.
What I'm not a Trump guy, as we all know.
Nope.
And I don't know. Did he? I heard something that he was like, I don't know, something about air traffic control.
I don't know. He says a bunch of crap, man.
But I'm like, people
the
are
guy says a new Mad Hatter sentence every day.
People are talking about it like he's going down to the airports, the runways, with like a wrench and just loosening bolts.
Like a little.
Yeah. People are like, ever since Trump got in,
he like slithers in.
Yeah.
This is gonna make that plane flip tomorrow.
This will be funny.
That's honestly so funny.
But that's what people are talking about.
Like in a animated film.
Yeah.
When like the bad guy slithers his way in at
tiptoeing,
night,
yeah.
his eyes, you just see his eyes in the
Yeah.
dark silhouette frame. And he like in Star Wars when he fricks with Annie's pod thing.
Yeah. He's Sebulba.
And you go, oh no, the pod is gonna have a problem later. And I'm just like,
he
what
just
are we
comes in.
doing?
He comes in and just rips something off and goes Mika Hookah Haga, and then like walks away on his hands. Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys.
Picture Trump as Sebulba walking away on his hands.
I think Trump is a bit of a. That's an awful image. I think Trump is a weird guy. I think Trump is a totally weird guy, but I don't think that him or anyone in his administration are loosening bolts on planes to make them crash more.
In fact,
Or
it's probably the left, just to make him look worse. Probably these Antifas.
It finally makes sense.
Now
It's the
we know
Antifas.
why.
All of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Trump, like, he's a lunatic, and there's people who follow him who are lunatics.
Most of them, his followers.
a lot
feel
of them.
like.
I
They're
love
pretty,
like.
they're pretty insane.
Did you
pretty
see?
loony.
Did you see that clip of him talking about? It's almost like he didn't know the word groceries exist. Did you see that? Where he's like, you got to buy bread, milk, and eggs. The groceries. You're going out for groceries. They call it. I hear. Groceries too expensive. They're getting too expensive. But it's hard. It's hard to lower the price of groceries. You can't lower it all at once. Guy in October's like, day one, groceries cheap, eggs cheap. I'm cutting. He said something like, I'm going to cut prices so fast it'll make your head spin. He tweeted something like that. And then now he's like, it's a complicated thing, groceries. Groceries, have you heard this word? You go out for groceries. Good people got buying groceries too expensive.
Gotta love it.
Eggs,
Gotta love Donald
too
Trump.
Expensive.
Too expensive.
I'm just eager to see, because I wasn't a Joe Biden guy either, but I'm eager to see like
Joe Biden was more entertaining though.
how
too.
do these people. I want to see how they're going to rectify this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like a
Yep.
year from now,
Yep.
when stuff is still expensive.
Yeah.
How do you like? That's the
Yeah.
one thing with the Trump people that I've seen, which is very funny to me, and also depressing because I think their brains don't work no mo.
Don't work no mo.
Is they won
Yeah.
and they're still like, yeah, but Joe, what Joe did was really bad.
Yeah.
Kamala,
Your guy's in the thing now.
you did it.
They won.
You did it.
All the bad things should stop happening now.
Quit. Why are you tweeting so angry again? Why are you still tweeting so angry?
Just take it easy.
Why-
This is supposed to be the good times now. You won. No,
did it.
Here's my thing: is that if a president of the United States is not going to be serious and good at his job, take Obama for example. A couple bad things, but for the most part, okay. If a president's not going to be serious and good at their job, then they have to be, for me to like them and not get depressed, they have to be funny,
yeah.
right?
Trump's
So when Trump first came in 2016,
It was pretty funny.
pretty funny.
Pretty funny.
For a while there.
Yeah.
It kind of started to get a little less funny at the end.
Yeah, when you realize like, oh, he's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it was pretty funny. And that kind of, it was still depressing, but
Yeah.
it was funny enough that the depression didn't quite creep
Yeah.
in. And then Joe Biden got in, and
Oh,
that was funny.
He was in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because he would be on a downward, he would be on a decline
Yeah.
mentally, it seemed. And
Yeah.
we'd be like, ooh, is this
it.
Is this it?
Yeah.
And then he'd come back, shut up, man. And it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, he's back! He's
Joe!
back!
Sleepy Joe
Yeah.
is awake.
You
Yeah,
know,
no,
he put on-
absolutely.
he's clearly getting told by staffers, where he's like,
Yeah.
he's licking an ice cream that's not there anymore one day, but then the next day he's like, puts on sunglasses, like, I'm sending out dark brandy, and I'm like, where did he hear about that? That's awesome. He was in the sweet spot.
Funny. It was so funny. Right before, like, watch the next couple years, bro's gonna go into his boots
Yeah.
decline. He's gonna get straight dementia.
Yeah.
But
He did. He pulled it back every
yeah,
time.
he kept coming back up, and it created this fun little whimsy. I wouldn't say that he was amazing at his job either, but
No.
he was funny.
He was fine. I don't think he made things too much worse.
Nope. And then at the end, when he resigned, it kind of got less funny again, and then Trump came back.
When the Democrats, they started doing this thing where they were like, with him resigning too, where they were like, we're just doing everything we can
Yeah.
to stop Hitler.
Yeah.
from
Yeah, I
coming
know.
back.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys,
Okay.
first off, little too late.
Yep.
Little too late. Kamala didn't really have enough time.
Yep.
People kind of just, I mean, and that was also depressing for its
Yeah.
own thing, because then there were the people who were like, oh, I don't trust her. And then there were people who were like, yeah, and she's also a black woman.
Yeah.
So,
2 strikes there.
yeah, like that sort of came out of the
Black
woodwork.
woman.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And people
Why
were
do
like,
you think that?
yeah. People were like, no, like actually, we're not concerned.
Having those conversations with
Oh,
people?
jeez.
Whoa. This isn't a bit?
Yikes. So that got kind of depressing.
Yeah, no, it was depressing there, and then I think the fail, like the ultimate failure of Joe Biden got none of the Joe Biden gaffes. Like, here's the thing: when I looked back on some of the Joe Biden gaffes, they lost a little bit of their funniness, because I go, oh, like when you're watching like a TV show or something, and the couple seasons, everything's like really good, and like you like things, but then when you find out some information like 4 seasons down the road, you look back on season 1 and you're kind of like, ooh, I don't know if that if I like that as much now that I know this information. So knowing that Joe Biden ultimately succumbed to his dementia, it made everything that happened a little less
more
whimsy,
sad.
and it was more just like, oh, that was just like an old man losing his mind,
Yeah.
and he lost in the end.
Yeah, kind of. And also, like,
I know he was kind of forced out too.
If
but
you're
like,
looking at the perspective that Trump is Hitler, like Joe Biden, kind of, you kind of latched your horse or your cart to a backwards horse that's shaking someone's hand who's not there.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And then you're like, how did this happen?
Yeah. How did Trump gain so much traction again?
What the heck?
Yeah, so
And
it got a little sad at the end there.
Yeah.
And then now Trump's back, but none of his antics that I found funny in 2016 are funny anymore.
No.
Now it's just kind of scary.
It is. It's scary for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I saw like the couple clips of like Elon in the Oval Office with his kid, and his kid's just like running around.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see that clip where it looks like he tells Trump to shut up? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
There's like this clip where like you can't really hear it, you can kind of make it out, but like X or whatever the heck his stupid name is. Sorry, he's a child. I don't want to make fun of him.
Yeah.
Whatever
He
his
didn't name
stupid
him.
dad named him.
He didn't name himself.
But he like leaned in, like Trump had kind of finished talking, and he just went, "You need to hush your mouth," like something like that. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Let me see if I can find
That's
it.
so good.
Or like,
Yeah.
I want you to hush, or something like that. Let me see if I could find it.
But now it's just kind of getting scary.
Yeah.
And a little weird. Now I'm still firmly out of the. I still won't give the Trump isn't gonna like he's gonna create a third term in 4 years. Camp. I won't even give them the time of day. Still, I'm not there.
that he's gonna
like
go full blown
he's,
fashy.
yeah, and he's gonna like create a third term and take total power.
Right.
Like a Putin type deal. I'm at it. I won't give those people the time of day yet, because that to me is just still a full blown conspiracy theory. There's
Imagine things they're going down the grocery aisle, and the prices from one year to the next are the same. And they're
what the
These
hell?
guys- it kind
That's
of-
Elon's kid.
Yeah.
Have we had people like read the lips? Like, you know how like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know sometimes I don't know if it's like deaf people will go on there and do like a lip read because
Right.
they can read lips really
Right. People like he's
want
talking to the reporters.
well. Shush your mouth. That's so.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
I mean, maybe he's talking to like someone talking.
yeah.
On the other side.
There's another one where people say
you.
it looks like he's saying you're not the president, you need to go, or something like that, which is really funny.
Oh, that's really good.
Because that people are like jumping on that, like, no, guys, Elon's pulling the strings. Elon's pulling the strings from behind because
The broligarch.
and he's telling
Yeah.
his son like he's the real president.
Right.
So that's why he's telling Trump to you're not
okay.
the real president. You know.
All right. See,
Yeah.
and this is where listen. I understand that. I agree that Trump is kind of insane and potentially very dangerous.
Yep.
And he is going to do things that will be bad.
Yeah, oh,
but he's gonna do them through legal pathways. He's gonna sign executive orders or get things through the House and the Senate or whatever it takes. He's going to do it bad things that way.
Yeah.
He's not running a shadow organization.
Except for the insurrection. That was like a different thing.
Okay, well, that was straight law breaking.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. But again,
Technically,
it didn't overthrow
guys,
the government.
And
right?
technically, guys, he didn't.
Okay.
He didn't do that.
His followers did.
He just encouraged some nice people, some good people, who he recently pardoned, one
Yeah.
of which who tased a cop in the neck. He recently pardoned them from jail because they're a loyal follower. But that's okay.
No, listen. I'm
No,
not
I agree
saying
with you.
I'm not saying that thing like January 6th might not happen again. It might. It probably will in 4 years.
It probably will.
If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
it will. However, it will fail just like it did last time, where it will fail to topple the government because there are. I'm going to use my favorite thing when I'm talking to people about this. Checks and balances
folks.
in place to prevent this from happening that were put in place 250 years ago because they foresaw lunatics like this coming in and trying to take total power because they were fighting against a monarch. So I'm willing to talk to you all day about how terrible Trump may be for US. But in 4 years, he will not be president anymore.
I do love, like, and that's the thing. He's not saying, people try and, like, they're like, before the election results where he was like, after this, you'll never need to vote again. And people are like, see?
Yeah.
He's never, and it's like, that's
hold
not,
up.
he's saying, like,
He's just saying.
we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
I think he's a nut job too.
Yeah.
I don't think he realizes what he's saying. But there are people, like, you see, like, the street interviews at, like, Trump rallies and stuff, and they're like, would you want Trump to be a king? And some
Yeah.
people are like, yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Why not?
He's getting stuff done.
I don't see any problem with total power.
Let's
No.
do it.
Yeah, and listen, and yeah, again, we'll have the he might be dangerous. He probably will do some kind of rough things, but in 4 years, no matter how many people storm the Capitol again, he will not be president again.
I
So
hope
you can
not.
relax on that.
Because by the time 4 years are done, we're going to be the 51st state probably.
Yeah, true.
And then we got to vote.
That's right. We're Canadian boys here. We probably got American people watching this.
Probably a
Guys,
couple.
It's going rough down there for you guys, but it's kind of going rough for us up here too.
It is.
Your guys kind of got his eyes set on us for some unknown reason.
Yeah, why?
Why do you hate us so much?
I do think,
What did we
though,
do?
Can I say,
We give you a lot of stuff.
people
You
aren't
give us
really,
stuff, but we give you a lot of stuff too.
people aren't realizing the comedy, though, in the fact that if we did become the 51st state, Texas would lose all of their power
Yeah.
as the largest state.
Yeah, I know,
How
which is
funny
hilarious.
would that be?
I know. I was reading an article about it the other day
Where
about
they're like,
like
we're the biggest state, which I don't think they are. I thought Alaska was. But
I think that in terms of like the Electoral College, I think California has the most.
right. But
Well,
I just
'cause-
mean land
Oh,
mass.
land mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'd blow them out. We'd blow the whole.
Yeah,
country
wouldn't that be
out
the
of water.
funniest thing
It
in
would
the
be
world?
very funny.
Like, they have a state
yeah.
that is bigger than the other 50. Like, even
Yeah.
from, like, obviously from, like, a practical standpoint, like, all like, yes, our 11, like, jurisdictions, 10, but,
Yeah.
like, count Labrador as
Yeah.
separate if you want. It's a territory, folks. Would just be governed by one guy.
Yeah.
Is so funny.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, yeah, it's like, yeah, we are on the same level as Rhode Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious
Yeah.
to me. That's so funny.
I was reading a legitimate article about like I love when when writers take this and they go, okay, let's say it does become. a
Let's
state.
figure this
And
out. Let's
just
see.
Let's just talk about
Yeah.
it. It's fun. It talked about like the electoral college votes and like sort of like spots on the
Right.
on the in the Congress and whatnot, but because it's based on landmass,
Yeah.
I think, or population or something.
Oh, yeah, it's
it's
density.
population.
Yeah, population density.
and it's because our total population would be, I think, second most
Right.
for a state. I think only California has more. We would get the second most electoral college votes.
Right.
And then there's a bunch of we get a bunch of seats in the, I don't know how it all works, but a bunch of seats in Congress, but because there's like a rule that a certain state can't have too many seats,
Right.
so we'd have to siphon from everyone else.
Right.
So what would end up happening is that it would weaken a bunch of states.
Yeah.
And we would become like the prize in
Yeah.
an election.
Yeah.
Which would be hilarious.
That'd be really
All the swing states like Michigan and all
Yeah,
those
they don't
guys.
matter
Like, there's
at all.
obviously Texas and California and Florida, but all those other ones, those swing states that matter in elections, they wouldn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
If you win Canada,
Yeah.
and Florida,
Also, we would just
You're-
immediately
you did it.
We would just immediately change. Like people talk about, oh, Canada's got nothing. We would because of that reason and like the voting power. We would immediately change how America's run forever.
Oh yeah,
Forever.
massive.
They couldn't even hold Baghdad.
No,
You're gonna try and tell a bunch of angry Quebecois Canadians
Yeah.
that they're Americans, and actually their second language is now Spanish. Good luck. No way, dude. They don't even want to be here, let alone there.
Yes.
Are you nuts?
yeah. You listen, American boys who don't know about the Quebecs up here.
They
don't even want to be part of us.
We're barely holding on to them.
You think it was 52-48 referendum? Read about it. Read about the Quebec referendum, guys. They almost became their own country.
Now they
don't even want to be part of us.
Now they're going to be part of the largest swing state in America.
Yeah.
They're going to vote out of spite
Yeah.
and hatred.
They're gonna do whatever fricks everything else
Yeah.
over. You don't want us.
No.
You don't want us.
It'd be very funny. though.
Trust me, you don't want us.
Anytime there'd
Go
be like
tell your dictator. Go tell Hitler that you don't want us.
anytime that they're like America would have in their eyes socialist healthcare within 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We'd bring over our healthcare.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want a piece of this?
I love when Trump talks about it too, where he's like, they'd have less taxes. They'd be protected by our government. They have no government up there. Or not government, military.
Yeah, yeah.
They have no military. They'd be protected. I'm like, from who, though? Right? Like, what do we...
Yeah.
What's going on? That we-
Russia?
I guess. We have a pretty good relationship with them, last I heard. Decent.
Enough that they
We
probably
gave-
wouldn't invade us.
Probably not. We gave a little bit of money to the Ukraine, last I heard.
We tried. We're part of NATO. So
We,
they don't like NATO.
We've got a pretty good relationship with China.
China.
Yeah. The two boogeyman people, I think, right now in the world, from the eyes of America, would be Russia and China. Correct?
Absolutely, yeah. And then North Korea kind of
Sort
sandwiched in there, but they're kind of
Right.
just like China adjacent.
Yeah. But like, when was the last time China legitimately went to war?
I think China is more. Yeah, I think China is gonna look to gain power from like an economic position,
And they're already like
and they're already doing pretty good.
on track. They're
But I
already,
mean, they're communist. You can always count on communist countries to collapse in on themselves eventually.
it's been a bit.
Has been a bit.
They've been going for a while.
Let's just hope they collapse in on themselves.
Why? I love them.
You love China?
I love China.
They're the best.
The people.
The people. Are
I don't want
good.
the people to suffer.
The leader is kind of funny looking.
Xi
Winnie
Jinping.
the Pooh. You can't say that.
I have a trip booked
Oh, they're gonna kill you now.
to Hong Kong, which is in China.
I have a trip booked to Taiwan, which, let's be real, you should be part of China.
Wink.
No, I'm kidding.
Taiwan, what's that?
I love Taiwan. What's it? Province of China?
You mean just China?
That's bad.
Tibet?
That's bad.
I think you mean...
No. We like Taiwan. We're part of the free world.
Yes, we are. Taiwan's beautiful. I've been to Taiwan.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been to the airport. Taiwan.
Just the airport?
Yeah.
So you technically haven't been to Taiwan then.
No, but the airport's beautiful. Gorgeous.
Have you entered? Did you exit customs?
No.
Then you haven't been to Taiwan because you don't have a stamp on your passport.
No, I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Beautiful place.
Like, should I say I've been to Paris because I was at their airport for like a half hour?
yeah. You were there. That's a cool airport. Is that the one? Were you in the Paris airport?
No, I was in the one a little farther out, the
Oh, okay,
Senegal for
Yeah. Layover.
It's international flights that stop there for layovers. The domestic flights go into the good one. The cool one.
I think I went to that one
Probably.
with the glass tube elevators. I think I went to the Paris one. I don't remember. We were going to Paris, so I'd assume.
Yeah, well, if you were going to Paris, then you would have probably landed in the actual
Yeah.
Paris airport. I was in, it's like Paris Senegal or something.
Mm.
It's like 30 minutes from
Is that how it's pronounced?
Paris. Something, probably not.
Let's hear it.
Paris Senegal.
Saint-Agal.
It's way out. It's
Yeah.
way out, and I think it's purely like a way station for other flights
Right,
throughout
right.
Europe. Because I guess Paris is kind of sandwiched well in there.
It's pretty. It's got quite a good scope.
But I crushed that airport, man.
You knew where you're going. Figured it out.
Well,
quick.
because I studied it on the plane, man, which I loved. Have I ever told you this story?
No.
What?
No.
You're looking at me like you're
I
like
don't
you're.
know what you're talking about.
I never told you
You
this.
studied the airport?
Okay, all right. So let me. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
glad
yeah.
I've never told you this before.
No, 'cause
okay.
you-
So
as
me
soon
and
as you got back from Italy, you were all lemons, and I'm Italian
okay,
now.
shut the hell up, dude. I am Italian.
Tell me your.
Yeah.
Tell me your.
So me and Anissa had a layover in Paris on a way to our honeymoon in Italy.
Gal.
Yeah. So we but our flight left a little late. And it was only about like a 2-hour layover.
Right. So you're getting
So we were kind of cutting it close. And we were on the flight, and like the flight attendants were coming around being like, "Hey, it's like we're probably going to get there in time, but it's like 30 minutes, 20 minutes before your flight leaves." And I'm like, "Okay, frick." Like, because we're landing on, and I was looking at the gate numbers where we were landing. We were landing on the opposite side of the place.
you're landing on gate 6 and you're going to 52.
Yeah. So it's like I have a razor thin margin of error in terms of finding our way in time. So I started like I was on the TV and I see this little area and it's like Paris Saint Gall Airport, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I click on it, brother. It opens schematics of the airport.
Like you're about to do like a heist.
Yeah, like schematics of the airport, and you can like select your two gates, and like it'll show you the best route through. And so for an hour on this flight,
Right.
Nisa's asleep next
Yeah.
to me. I'm studying this airport. I'm like, okay, we're gonna land here, and like here's all this stuff, and like I know, and I have to go down this stairs and these escalators, and then up here. And I had our route, dude, like in my head that we jumped off there and we had to run through the airport to get to our flight in time. And if I hadn't studied this thing, we wouldn't have made that flight because I knew exactly where to go. And Nice was just like following me.
Right.
Everything's in French.
Right.
And I was like, I knew where to go because I'd spent an hour studying this airport.
She must have thought you were so hot.
Right?
You get
Right?
She's like, "How do you know?" And you're like, "Just follow
Just
me."
follow me. Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
100%.
See, that's
It was awesome. It was honestly one of the moments, the true moments in my life when I felt like a provider man, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know how sometimes
Yeah.
you just want to be that man?
well. That's what I was gonna say. Like when it comes to like booking trips and
Yeah.
figuring out that, my brain shuts down. I
Yeah.
get overwhelmed with like just I feel like a pit in my stomach.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know if it's anxiety or
Yeah.
what, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like coordinating a flight and then figuring out a hotel
Yeah.
that's close
Yeah.
and like cost effective.
Yeah.
I'm just like
It's a lot of work.
I'm gonna throw up. Like I'm not kidding.
I don't want to be a provider.
I can't
right
think
now.
about that. As soon as we enter Pearson,
It's game time, baby.
a red filter comes over my eyes, and I can see
Nothing
heat.
will stop me.
I can see heat
You're the-
signatures. Yeah, I'm the predator, and I'm locked in. Maddie, that's where she goes like, "Oh, this is too much." She hates travel. Dude.
Right.
I'm like, first thing immediately, I'm like, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Gate here.
Yeah.
We're on our way.
Done.
You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I take the risks too.
Yeah.
Like when we were our last flight. I don't even remember where we were going. Maybe this was the New York one. Maybe. It was one of them. One of
Yeah.
them. And we're like in line for customs. We're
Yeah.
like, buckled up,
Yeah.
ready. We know how long this is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened,
Yeah.
but we had to, because we don't. I think it was going to the. No, this was when we were going to Vancouver. I think.
Yeah.
I don't freaking remember. Who gives a rip?
Yeah.
But there was like I had like a, oh wait, we're not going here moment.
Right.
It's like, oh, this lady is right there. Like, so let's just confirm that we're going the right way.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh, do you actually want to like skip customs?" And I was like, and she was like, "I just got to open your bag and like do a swab, and then if it's good, you're good.
Right.
But you can skip this." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Yeah, like literally, I'll open it and then I'll wave you through." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that."
Yeah, let's give
And
this a
Maddie's
go.
kind of, like, she asked us, and Maddie's kind of like, "Do we want?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Give it
Yeah.
a go. Yeah.
I don't
Worked.
think there's cocaine in there.
No.
And yeah, she was like, "Yep, you're good." And we right through.
That's flipping sick.
And I was like, "What the heck?
I want that.
That was an option?
Oh.
It was incredible."
I
then, yeah,
I
dude,
love
just-
that.
And then yeah, it's less in Pearson. It's when we get to like when we went to New York. That was when we were doing our cruise, our surprise cruise. That was
Yeah.
surprising some of her family, and we flew into LaGuardia, and we had to. There was like some weird timing thing. Part of the reason the timing was weird because we didn't want to run into her brother, and his wife and his family because we were trying to surprise them. They didn't know we had booked this trip.
Yep.
And so we had to like kill some time.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, we got to figure out the timing to get from LaGuardia, Uber to the cruise terminal and all this stuff.
Right.
And I was just like, I'm locked in.
Yep.
I got no issue.
Oh yeah.
I know exactly when we need to leave.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
exactly how long it's going to take.
I love that stuff.
But again, as soon as it becomes like cruises, especially too, because you have so much documentation that you have to have ready and prepared, and if you want to print off your bag tags or whatever.
Yeah.
And Maddie's like all ahead of time. She's like, should we print off our bag tags so they? And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, true.
I'll carry it. I don't care. I don't want to.
I'll carry it.
I
don't even care. Dude.
I don't care. And then, yeah, dude, it's that stuff stresses me out. The actual like figuring it out day of in the airport.
No, dude. Yeah, I'm with you. I lock in.
My brain goes chill mode.
And on that day, like when we got to that flight, we were sitting on the flight. I felt this I finally understood what all these like alpha bros must be feeling. Where it's just like, wow.
That's the modern day.
Just provided.
That's the modern day equivalent to you, like 1,000 years ago, like outsmarting a buffalo that it runs off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then now
bring
you've
home the
herded
meat.
it off the cliff.
Yeah.
And you watch and you go, that's for me.
Yeah.
That's for my family.
Yeah.
And you
And
sit.
then you sit at the fire and they're all eating.
Yeah. You're
You're like-
virile. You feel.
Like this wouldn't have happened if it weren't for me.
Oh, it's Rogers. They found out I'm switching.
Oh no.
Should I pick up? No, it's
Don't,
rude.
no.
That's someone who's just trying to do their job.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fair.
yeah.
They're not like a scammer. Like I don't want to play games with
No. I got a call from TELUS recently. I've hacked it, dude. I've hacked the freaking system.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, isn't TELUS owned by or isn't Rogers owned TELUS?
I don't effing know, but who cares? Because I used to be with TELUS.
I was gonna say you sound like Donald Trump there.
Used to be with TELUS when I worked at Best Buy because they had good employee pricing. Then, when I went to upgrade my phone, when I still worked at Best Buy, the best deal at the time was Rogers.
Uh-huh.
So I went, I don't like Rogers.
Right.
Don't care for them. They
Right.
bother me.
Right.
I think their
They own the
UI,
Leafs.
their app is really bad. It's really annoying.
Is it bad?
It's annoying.
I haven't used Bell's app in a while. Is it better?
I've never been with Bell.
Oh, is TELUS' app better?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
1,000%.
I don't find that Rogers app that difficult to use, but I mean, I never use it because I have everything's auto pay, so
Right.
I never go on that app.
Right.
And I have like unlimited data, so I'm never checking it.
I would always. I didn't do auto pay. I did when I was an employee, and I switched to Rogers. They were like, you have to do auto pay, and I was like, okay, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't love it. I found their service wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Anytime I had a deal, like you remember probably years ago, I had to call them because my first bill came in and it wasn't
Yes.
employee price.
Yeah.
And I had to do like a 3-hour phone call
Yeah.
with someone who was trying to tell me that doesn't exist. And then I was like,
You
I
don't
found the
understand.
website
Yeah.
that they provided us, and I made the lady on the phone. I was like maybe the meanest I've ever been on the phone. I was like, no. I cut her off. I was like, do me a favor, type in this website. And she did. And I was like, so, because she tried, it was half off was the deal,
Right.
half price phone plan, and she tried telling me no, it's 30%. I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And so I found the website that we were provided and whatever, and then she got quiet. She had the gall to tell me, yeah, well, it's just for a year. And I'm like, yeah, and then I have to renew it. I know how it works. You don't even know this existed 20
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how it works. Anyway,
Stupid.
long
dumb
story short,
minimum wage worker.
yeah, when I quit Best Buy, I had heard stories of people who quit and then the phone company didn't know right away, so they kept it going until their plan renewed.
Oh, they broke the law, committed fraud.
Well, they just didn't update quick enough.
Right.
They were just slow. Is it a crime to be slow?
Well,
Uh,
what a judge would think.
And yeah, that was not the case for Rogers. I got an email within like 2 days of quitting.
It was that lady.
Yeah, she was
waiting.
keeping tabs.
She watched your employment at Best Buy. She goes, the second.
She set up a little
She's-
notification thing, and it was a green light indicator on my
Yeah.
name. And as soon as it went red, she went, cut it.
She went to some guy in like the mailroom or
Yeah.
part of it, and she's like, as soon as you see this name come across your desk,
Yeah.
you call me.
Yeah.
Day or night. You understand?
Yeah.
Here's my number.
There's some guy working in the
Here's
mailroom.
another backup number.
Middle of the night, he's flipping through letters, and he just goes,
Yeah. It opens like a thing. Yeah. Smacks a button. Like phone comes out.
Yeah.
It happened. I'll be right there.
She jumps out of bed. Her newborn child wakes
I
up.
finally got this guy.
Yeah.
Cancel.
So then they went, your plane's going up. And I went, sounds like I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I immediately went, because my term was done anyway, technically, or almost done. So I immediately went, changed to TELUS, like TELUS, like them a lot. And changed to TELUS, fine, whatever. It was more money, because I don't work there. Like a year goes by. I get a call from someone, I don't remember. And they're basically like, hey, this is our company. We're a third-party company that is employed by Rogers as part of a win-back program.
Okay.
You used to be with Rogers. You're not anymore.
Right.
How can we get you back? And I was like,
Less money.
I'm not coming back.
Right.
They went, what if we can offer you phone plan? I don't remember what I had at the time.
Yeah.
I think I was paying like $80 a month, something like that. They went $50 a month.
Well.
More data.
Right.
All the same crap.
That you used to have.
Yeah, except just more data and cheaper. And I was like, well, let me do the math. Because
Right.
I had a buyout at that point from
Right.
TELUS.
Right.
So I was like, I have to make enough money that it will cover the buyout at the end of this term, or save enough money that it would make this buyout worth it, and ideally get a couple hundred more.
Yeah.
Because it's a hassle.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? At this point, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
They called me back like a couple weeks later. Still not. And then the third time they called, I was like, look, I'm telling. And they went, I don't remember what they said, but for some reason it was a better deal.
Right.
And I did the math, and I would have, after having to pay out the buyout, I would have also technically saved like $200.
Okay.
It's like, all right,
That's pretty
enough.
good.
That's
Yeah.
enough. Switch to Rogers, whatever. Now with that, I don't remember what the deal was. It was going to be $50 a month, whatever. But I knew it wasn't going to last forever. Like it was like a temporary thing. And I think that just ended not that long ago.
So now you're swapping again.
So now it's back up to 80.
So you're going to get them to call you again.
Brother, they already did. TELUS calls me.
TELUS.
TELUS calls me. They go, we see you used to be with TELUS. We want to win you back.
It's like the same consultant company.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
And I'm like,
they just
interesting.
switched teams.
Now, here's where I really,
we just work for the highest bidder.
here's where I really locked in. I lied. So they go, what's your phone plan right now? And I'm like, oh, they don't know.
Right.
So I tell them, $50 a month, 30 gigs of data. It's not 50 anymore. It's back up to 80. Whatever.
What'd they say?
They offered me a phone plan, 80 gigs of data, $30 a month.
What the hell?
And I went, yeah, I'm doing that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Great job. I'm proud of you.
Just like my hero, Donald. That's the art of the deal, baby.
That's pretty good. You know what? I wish I was like that. I wish I could constantly be leveraging stuff like that. Cause like I hate that. Like I hate talking to salespeople.
Yeah.
So I'm always just like,
Oh, I hate it too.
I want to find a deal and get the contract signed, so I don't have to flip and think about it anymore. But it usually results in me paying more.
I
than
also
need
asked
to.
them because I was like, is it possible to add my wife to this?
Right.
Because I was like, 80 gigs of data is obscene. I don't need that.
Oh yeah, we have 60 gigs high speed.
Yeah.
And we've never even scratched it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can we share this?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to add her as a user.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I think we both like. I know I don't care. My phone's fine. She I think wants a new phone because hers is kind of on its way out. And so I was like, can I add her to this when she gets a new phone?
Right.
He's like, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add her. And like there was a slight, I didn't fully understand on the phone. There was a slight miscommunication. Part of that was on me because at the same time we had some guy like in our apartment checking the security system.
Okay.
So he's trying to be like, hey, where's the, and I'm like on the phone trying to like
Oh yeah.
work out this negotiation. Because I was like, yeah, ultimately, I want to be on the same plan. I want to be able to share this. Is that possible? And I think he said it was, but he was like, yeah, I'm going to add your wife to this. Gave him her phone number, whatever, all the information. I was also nervous because I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Are you TELUS?
Yeah.
Or are you just like a
Yeah, I know.
scammer?
I've been getting that lately when I get phone calls and stuff. I'm like, oh man, because I even got a text from Doug Ford the other day.
Yeah.
And it was like answer yes if you are so, and I wanted to see what happened, so I answered yes. And then it asks for your address.
Right.
And I'm like, and then without even thinking, I put my address in there, and then it asked for my first name, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
That's a little personal. I was
Yeah.
like, is this Doug
Yeah.
Ford? Or did I just give some random my address?
Yeah. So that was the thing. Is he was like, here's the information I'm gonna need from you. And
SIN number?
he goes, address, current phone number, credit card number, and I'm like, well,
Whoa, okay.
and he goes, but here's what we're gonna do. You can go to the TELUS website.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna go to create an account. You're gonna go all the way through these steps. Don't finish it.
Yeah.
And that will populate on my end. So you don't even have to tell me anything. You don't have to tell me any information.
Right.
You do it on your end through
Right.
the official TELUS website.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll do that.
Right.
That's safe enough.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah, this guy, like, if he's hacked into the
Yeah.
TELUS, I was like, bravo, you
so
deserve
then
this.
so then I put it in the TELUS thing. It's like basically creating an account on TELUS. I have to create a PIN, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I go another step. I go one step further. And he goes, whatever. He's like, okay, I think I have it. Can you just confirm your PIN? And I'm like, shouldn't you have that? And he's like, yeah, but I need to confirm it. So then I'm like, okay, I gotta test this guy.
Why don't
before
you
I-
tell me what it is?
Well, he's like, I can't tell you. That's the purpose of the PIN. I need
Right.
to make sure that this is the right,
Right.
that you filled this out accurately.
Right.
So I gave him the wrong PIN
Right.
on purpose. And he goes, that's not it. And I go, oh, shoot, I must have put in my other one. Gave him a wrong PIN again. He goes, that's not it. And I go, is it this one? Gave him the right one. He goes, that's it. And I went, okay.
Oh, look at you, smart
Dude,
man.
I was like,
you were locked
if
in
I'm
on this
about
thing.
to put any.
Did you take like some 88th Street drugs or something?
Dude,
you were locked
I
in
was
on
locked
this thing.
in.
Adderall?
Dude, I was shaking. That's
Yeah.
me providing, brother. So,
I wish, man. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I want to so bad, but I just want to be done.
but I don't know. I still don't really know what I agreed to in terms of my wife.
Yeah.
So, because I got an email being like, you're going to get basically the way it works. And I did it with Rogers when I switched to Rogers because I'm not going into a store.
Yeah.
They give you a new SIM card.
Yep.
When you put it in, it basically tells your phone like, whoop, you're
Yeah,
new.
yeah.
And it goes, do you want to transfer or whatever?
Yeah.
It will give you a temporary number
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes and then transfer over everything.
Yeah.
You have to say yes. That gives it permission for TELUS to basically contact Rogers and be like, this is ours
Yeah,
now.
frick you. Yeah.
But in the email I got, because I haven't been to the mail in a couple days, I think the SIM cards are probably sitting in there. But the email had 2 temporary numbers.
Right.
So I'm like, did I just get Maddie on this already?
Right.
Because if so, we're saving a ton.
Yeah.
Because I think her phone plan is like $100.
Yeah, some of them are very expensive.
Yeah. So-
Ours together, me and niece together, is like $127.
Yeah. So I'm like, if I got her on this and we're both paying $30
Oh,
a
my
month,
goodness. Yeah, that's massive savings.
we don't even need to be on the
What
same
were you
plan
paying
with them.
before? 80?
Yeah, it went up to like 85.
Right. So 185, and then both paying 30.
Yeah.
That's like more than.
Oh yeah.
That's less than half.
Yeah. And I also through my job get $50 a month subsidized.
Nice
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
We're in his job right now
It's
in the building.
yeah, my job is so much more.
I love that.
Dude, it feels incredible. An incredible feeling. I hate. There is always an apprehension though, like when they do the port over.
Yeah.
You put in the SIM and it's like, they're like, please, you have to respond within an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, I'm holding
This
my
is
phone.
when I start to get. This is when it starts to be too much for me.
Yes.
In moments like this, I'm like, okay, I'm saving a little bit of money, but I'm like, oh, I gotta do all this stupid stuff.
Yeah. And my fear is always like, yeah, but what if the number doesn't port properly?
Yeah,
And I have to
exactly.
get a new number. And I've told everyone this number, and I have to go to everyone in my freaking phone and be like, hey guys, it's me, new number.
Yeah.
And I'm always terrified that's going to happen.
I'm with you.
And then at the same time, because I asked him, I was like, I was trying to get in the deal sweeter when he
Yeah.
was offering this. I was like, that's pretty good. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm like, you freaking idiot. This is incredible. I'm like, that's pretty good. Like, what about new phones? Can we get new phones?
Yeah.
And he was like, not with this deal right now,
Uh-huh.
but around March. And this is where I'm like, okay, are you just trying to lock me in? Even
Yeah.
if he is, it's still a good deal for me.
Yeah.
But he was like, around
And
March.
don't you have like a iPhone 15 or something? Or
No,
14?
13.
Oh, you're still 13.
Yeah,
okay.
13 Pro Max. Which, again, I don't need a new one, but I think Maddie is a 12 or an 11.
I don't even remember what do I
I
have.
think you're 15, I think.
14? Is
Maybe.
15 the newest one with the USB-C?
No, 16, I think.
That's the one that lost
so.
the lightning port. Okay,
think
I have whatever one is
Just
one
before
below
that. Yeah.
the USB-C.
But yeah, so I'm like, he was like, well, no, but cheap. Because right now, this plan does not include phone financing, right?
Oh, okay.
It's just $30 a month for the plan.
Right.
If you have to finance a phone, obviously that will add to it.
Right.
So he was like, they're going to be doing sales pretty soon, end of February or maybe March. What I would recommend is lock this in now and then go get a phone. You trade in or
And
whatever.
then you get a better financing deal. Yeah.
But I was like, part of me was like, are they actually?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying that to lock me in? But I was like, it's still better.
Yeah.
I'm still saving
Oh, yeah.
$50 a month.
And they do deals. Like we used to pay like $200.
Yeah.
And now we pay like $127 because we went in on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
because it was Black
Yeah.
Friday. But we ended up getting like super discounted financing plans.
That's the thing, because you get it at Costco. They don't have seats for you.
And I know. Well, basically what we did is Costco has like put your number
I saw
in,
that.
and
I
then
saw
they'll
that.
call you when it's your turn.
Right.
So we just did that and then
Yeah.
shopped.
Right.
Because we knew it was going to be like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we just shopped, and by the time we were done shopping, everything was loaded in the cart. They called us in,
Oh, that's not too
and we're
bad.
like, okay, perfect. And then we went and did it.
Right.
And
Yeah, because we
got it done.
looked at doing that around Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Because they were doing it for a couple days. We were
Yeah.
like, we're not going in on Boxing Day. We thought about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like, we were just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't need the phone right now.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
and I hate doing it with people around. Like it was a nightmare, and like we ran into this whole issue because Niece is still like, for some reason, partially attached to her parents,
Right.
in some
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
where
yeah.
when they search her name up, it comes up as
So they had to
her
call.
parents. So we had to call her mom and get all this authorization. It was a nightmare.
Is that gone? That's gone now,
I
though.
hope so.
Yeah. The next
Yeah.
time you go to upgrade your phone, like, we got to call.
I know. I hoped that the woman we were working with changed it.
Right.
I asked her to. I was like, okay, can we like create this
Yeah.
new?
We're married. I own her now.
Yeah. Can you make it Anissa Routley? Like just send the Anissa Terrio to the abyss. She doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. This is Mrs. Ben Routley.
Exactly.
She has no name.
Just Ben Routley.
Yeah.
Mrs. Mine. Yeah.
See this? See this on her finger?
This means that I own her, not this one here. I just wear this when it's convenient to me. Oh God. Heading down but dark path.
You are lucky.
bit-
she
I think
does
we
not
found the
watch
line.
this. We are lucky
I
your wife does
I
not
was
watch
I was
this.
talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and he was asking for the podcast, and he was asking like when you guys are like doing a bit.
Yeah.
He's like, when do you know that the bit is done? Like when is the done? And I go, let me tell you, sometimes the bit just naturally comes to an end.
sometimes it just
Sometimes
rolls
but
into
most
a park.
of the time, what happens is we find the line,
And we go,
That's what
all
I
right.
said to him.
Okay, we're going to
Yeah.
talk about something
I
else
said,
now.
now we know it's there.
Yeah.
Now we know the line's there. And I told him that. I was like, most of the time we take it too far, or one of us dreams up taking
Yeah,
it
and
too
we go,
far.
"Oh!"
And I go, ooh, I better not say
Yeah.
that. And then the bit's done.
And we go, we do that exact moment where we go,
Yeah.
oh, because nah,
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say
No,
that.
never mind.
That's going over the line.
Yeah.
But several times we've gone, oh, we found the line.
yeah. People ask me that
We
too.
took it too far.
They'll ask about like editing, and they're like, so you got to cut stuff out, and I'm like, no, so rare.
Yeah.
We self-censor ahead of that.
Yeah.
Because
And there's also a repertoire here. We know.
we know.
I know what he's thinking.
We don't want to, like, if we truly wanted to get the best laughs, yeah, we'd probably
Yeah,
cross that line.
we would
cross that line a lot more and then probably cut it after the fact.
Yep.
So that we could just keep the ball rolling and riff and raff and have a good time.
Yeah.
But that's
much work.
Too much work.
Too much
Who
work.
cares?
Who really actually gives a
This
flying
podcast
rip?
is essentially, I've been telling people, it is a video diary of two
That sounds super pretentious, but I still
best
say it.
friends.
Do you have hand sanitizer?
Hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
For what?
You touched it.
Dude, what'd you do?
This?
You got a little blood blisty.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. Nah. Nah, I was shoveling.
Oh, yeah.
An emergency entrance that should have been cleared earlier than it was, but wasn't. Was left to me to clear.
Became your job.
Became my job, so I was a little upset about it.
How long did that take
and
you?
So, very long time. Really? Very long time.
More than an hour.
Yeah. Not quite 2.
Almost 2.
Pretty much, yeah.
To shovel snow.
Yep.
Outside.
Yep.
Did you have gloves?
Yes.
Did they give you gloves or you had them?
No, I had him with me. But yeah, I got this just in my anger. It was way worse actually.
Yeah,
like
I
it's
bet.
better now. In my anger, like just flipping heaving it.
Yeah.
'Cause I was so mad.
Were you Joe Pesciing it? Just like,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah. That's how I got this.
That's you. That's
so
at
it's a living reminder, so I can stare every day and go, wow.
at the hospital.
Nope.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Not at the hospital.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh, so you're not even getting paid for it. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. No, I get it. When I got to your house today, who the frick put those garbage cans there?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Right in the way.
In your spot.
I know.
I was like, oh, the car's not going to be there.
It must have been someone, my dad, my mom, Max.
Because they're like, oh,
yeah.
The car's gone already, so we can put those there.
Yeah. I know.
I
went out this morning and I was like, what the F is this doing here?
I was about to pull into the spot because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
great. And like, there's a lot of snow. For those of you up in this area of Ontario or even some of the northern states, upstate New York, so we got a lot of snow.
Ton of snow.
And the plows can only do so much. So what happens is all the snow piles up on the sides. But again, they can only go so high. So the streets are quite narrow. And I was like, it's fine, though, because I don't have to park on the street. Because
Yep.
I'm going to park
in
the
driveway.
spot.
Yep.
And so
They were in the way.
I couldn't.
I'm hoping that it's been picked up by the time I get back. Because
Oh, yeah, because otherwise your wife
niece is
could
going to
get
have a hard
home.
time getting in, and I got to go to bed.
I know. You got a little OV night.
OV night. Got to save lives while the rest of y'all are sleeping.
I won't be.
You won't be sleeping?
Nope. I'll be saving lives, too.
Well, how?
Just like generally, like because of my demeanor, people like
Well, you can
find a new
text
reason
me.
to live when I'm around.
Text me when you save a life today at 3 a.m.
It's not so much like a specific moment. It's just like in my everyday being, like people find new purpose and they see sort of a joie de vivre around me. You know,
What was that?
a joie de vivre.
What language was that?
France.
France. What language was that? France.
Yeah.
France. That was France.
Well,
I don't like the French.
on that note, we'll talk to you guys later.
Are we done?
Yeah. I think that's a funny ending.
Okay. Let's be done.
We're done. Ben doesn't like the French.
I've been barely cool for a while, cool with the wink of a smile, but I'm cooler than you are with or without buzz. I've started, this is really hard for me. Well, I'll stop myself if nobody else does.
They talk kind of funny.
They talk kind of funny.
That's funny.